Welcome to our lecture online, and here's yet another example with an operational amplifier. And again, we're trying to find just the differential equation describing the output voltage relative to the source voltage. So we want an equation that describes the output voltage as a function of time, but we just want to come up with a differential equation. We don't need to solve it. The whole idea is, how do we do that in an operational amplifier circuit like this? So notice that I've already marked two nodes, and we want to find out the voltage over here, the voltage over there, and of course we have current going into the first node, current leaving the first node, current entering the second node. So we should be able to come up with two node equations relative to the current flowing in node 1 and node 2. So I'm already prepared to do that. So let's see here. It might be a good idea just to mark the currents. So let's call this I1, let's call this I2, and let's call this I3. And then this here, we can call that I4. And that way, that makes it a little bit easier to follow what we're doing. So on node 1, we can say that the current entering the node, I1, must equal the currents leaving the node, which is I2 and I3. So I1, we take the difference in the voltage divided by the resistance. In this case, that would be the source voltage minus V1 divided by the resistance, which is 2. And then that equals the current through this capacitor right here. The current through capacitor is the capacitance, C1. And let's just put the number in right away. Makes it a little bit easier, less board space. So the capacitor, 0.5, times the derivative of the voltage across the capacitor. Well, what is that voltage? Well, there's the difference between V1 and VO, the output voltage. So the derivative, the ddt of V1 minus VO, like this, plus the third current leaving, the current 3 leaving the node, and that will be the difference in the voltage between those two divided by the resistance. So in this case, that would be V1 minus V2 divided by the resistance, which is 1, like that. Okay, wow, I didn't leave myself a lot of space for node 2. Oh well, I need to plan better next time. So, what can we do here? Well, let's set up an equation for the source voltage. First of all, I'm going to multiply everything by 2 and solve for the source voltage. So we have V source equals, when we bring this across, it becomes a positive V1. We multiply the times 2, so that becomes V source minus V1. Then we multiply this by 2, so we get plus the derivative with respect to time of V1 minus VO. And plus, multiply this times 2, we get 2V1 minus 2V2. And then we can simplify just a little bit more. And so we can write this as the source voltage is equal to 3V1 minus 2V2 plus the derivative with respect to time of V1 minus the derivative with respect to time of the output voltage. All right, notice that the only thing in the equation that we want on the right side is this term right here. We want to find some values for V1 and V2 and the derivative of V1 with respect to time in order to substitute that to find the equation. So obviously, we're going to need an equation for node 2. All right, let me draw a line here. For node 2, we have the input current. So what we can say is we can say that I3 must equal I4. And I3 is going to be the difference in those two voltages. That's V1 minus V2 divided by the resistance, which is 1 ohm. And that equals I4, which is the voltage across the capacitor. That's a 1 microfarad capacitor times the rate of change. The rate of change of the voltage with respect to time. And so that would be the voltage difference between V2 and here. So it would simply be V2 minus 0, or simply V2. Okay, so here we have V1 minus V2 is equal to the derivative of V2 with respect to time. And what would happen if I took the derivative of that? Okay, so here we can say that the first derivative of the v1 minus the first derivative with respect to time of v2 equals the second derivative of v2 with respect to time. Now, if I take a look at v2 and I take a look at the output voltage, notice that v2 is connected to the op-amp. The voltage drop between those two is virtually zero. That means that the voltage v2 must be the same as the output voltage. So we can say that v2 equals the output voltage. If that's true, we can then rewrite this as the first derivative with respect to time of v1, that's this term right here, can be written as, bringing this across, that becomes a positive derivative with respect to time, but instead of writing v2, we're going to put the output voltage plus the second derivative of the output voltage with respect to time. And so this term here can be replaced by this. And v2, well, it can be replaced by the output voltage. And v1 should be able to be replaced by this. So then I can also write that v1 is equal to, bringing that across, the output voltage plus the first derivative with respect to time of the output voltage. So now we have something to replace v1 with. We have something to replace the first derivative of v1 with. And so let's go ahead and do that and see what we get over here. And v2, that's going to be the output voltage. So now we can say that the source voltage is equal to 3 times v1, but v1 is that. So 3 times v0 plus 3 times the first derivative of the output voltage, I keep calling it v0, but it's really the output voltage with respect to time, minus twice v2, which is the same as minus 2 times the output voltage, plus the first derivative of v1 with respect to time, that's right here. So plus, right here, that would be plus the output voltage with respect to time, the derivative, plus the second derivative of the output voltage with respect to time, and minus, and let's go like this, minus the derivative of the output voltage with respect to time. All right, now we need to simplify some things. We have a positive one here, negative one there, they cancel out. And now we can rearrange everything. So we have the source voltage, which is equal to this term right here, which is the second derivative of the output voltage with respect to time. We have 3 of these, so plus 3 times the first derivative of the output voltage with respect to time. We have 3 times VO, output voltage, minus twice the output voltage, which means 1 time the output voltage. And here is our differential equation of that particular operational amplifier. Now, of course, if you want to solve that, you set the source voltage equal to 0, you get the characteristic equation, you find your A and your B, but we're not going to do that. You know how to do that at this point. We at least show you how, using a second order circuit with an operational amplifier, this is how you find the differential equation. And that is how it's done. Chicken? We don't have enough time. That's not a hard one, by the way.